Hey everyone, Dr. Seamus here, and I'm going to be addressing a natural hemorrhoid treatment here in this video. Okay, and if you're someone who's ever dealt with hemorrhoids, you know that this is just very unpleasant, very uncomfortable symptoms. And it's something where people just absolutely want answers. And so when it comes to hemorrhoids, these are swollen, dilated, inflamed veins of the rectum and anus, okay? And there can be internal, which are the most common, as well as external hemorrhoids, which you can feel like with external, there's a lump protruding through the anus, and it can be very symptomatic, very uncomfortable to sit even. And when it comes to a grading system, hemorrhoids are graded 1 to 4, with 4 being the most severe. Okay, so let's jump into some of the most common symptoms. And again, like with the external, there's that perianal protrusion of the swollen vein, okay, through the anus area. You can have things like, you can notice just painful bowel movements. Blood can be on the toilet paper, as well as in like streaks in the stool. There can just be much irritation and itchiness of that area. And so it can really affect overall quality of life. And so as far as causes go, oftentimes there can be a heavy lifting component, okay? If you're doing a lot, maybe a heavy squats or with bad form or deadlifts, or just lifting a lot, that can be a contributor. Pregnancy due to increased intra-abdominal pressure, being overweight, and then even just spending excessive time on the toilet and straining and constipation can also factor into some of the major causes. So let's jump into, as far as a solution-based approach, some of the top things that can work to alleviate a hemorrhoid problem, okay? And so number one thing I'll recommend is just incorporating fiber into the diet, more fiber. Most people aren't getting enough fiber. And what this is going to do is help with GI motility and help soften the stool. Because if you think in cases of constipation, or where there's just hard impacted stool, when it does pass, it can absolutely inflame and really exacerbate the veins and worsen the condition. And so we want to have a situation where there is no constipation, it's softened stool, so that the passage and elimination of that is not going to cause any extra issues. And kind of in a similar vein to that is just proper hydration. And that's another thing where most people aren't hydrated adequately. And so we want to make sure that there is not any kind of constipation issue. And this is, again, going to help with the proper motility and elimination and just transit time of GI contents through the GI tract, okay? And now, in addition to that, proper fermented foods. And I'm a big proponent of fermented foods, as they help colonize the colon with beneficial bacteria, creating organic acids, enzymes, probiotics there. And this is going to be ultimately just soothing on digestion and can really help with a proper elimination as well. We're also going to want to limit alcohol and spicy foods, okay? With alcohol, it can be very dehydrating, hard on digestion, as well as, and the spicy foods can really negatively just impact symptoms. They can exacerbate and flare things up. Obviously, we want to avoid that right now, so I'd calm down just on some of these spicier foods. And then for being on the toilet, we want to just obviously avoid straining, avoid spending too much time on the toilet if possible. And then also, something that has been a game changer with patients too, I'll recommend this, is just really assuming the proper kind of squat position. And so, most people, if they don't have a footstool, it's just a 90-degree angle. And what happens there is there's this puborectalis muscle that kind of goes around the rectum. It can really clamp that off and prevent proper passage of fecal material. And so if you can raise and elevate the legs to where perhaps the knees are a little bit above the waist and the hips, this actually relaxes that puborectalis muscle. There's been research done on this, and it can really help allow fecal material to pass without more straining and just with ease. And so I would really recommend this. I think that could be an absolute game changer and can really decrease the straining element when you're on the toilet. And as far as supplements go, we know that psyllium husk is a great fiber source, okay? And so this is going to help with the transit time, soften the stool. In the circulation department, things like butcher's broom and horse chestnut can be great as far as perfusion, circulation, blood flow. That can be a major help. And then even things like witch hazel can be a great topical applicant to soothe things. You can even make a combination product with aloe vera, tea tree oil, and stuff. Add and combine those ingredients together, and it can be soothing on the area applied topically. And then I'll say too, Collinsonia root, known as a vascular astringent, can do wonders for overall vascular tone. I think that can be really a gold standard supplement when it comes to helping eradicate and alleviate hemorrhoids. And then in addition to that, you can do things like sitz baths, Epsom salt baths. These can be just soothing to the perineum area there and really help reduce inflammation, the redness, the pain that comes along with that. So guys, these have just been some of the top tips I would recommend when it comes to naturally overcoming hemorrhoids. And you know what? I think if you can implement some of these, you can start to see results in even a day or two time. And it can be a total game changer and really elevate quality of life. As you know, the itchiness, the painful bowel movements, all that stuff can be, thrown to the wayside, and you can just have an experience, healthier digestion, and a lot of those symptoms can be eradicated. So again, make sure you're doing the high fiber foods, hydration. I'd really recommend elevating and using a footstool when you go to the bathroom, and then incorporating some of these healthy supplemental options. I think this can turn around a hemorrhoid problem in really a day or two. So my recommendation is see if you can incorporate some of these guys. But this has been Dr. Seamus talking about natural hemorrhoid solutions. I will see you guys soon in the next video. Have a great day.